Welcome, you're watching the National Debate, Bengaluru edition. I'm Padmaja Joshi. We are now just days away from the first phase of polling to take place. And as one unnamed politician once told me that in the slog overs, madam, हमारे देश में election तो emotion पर ही किए जाते हैं. So are eventually the emotional issues going to hold sway? And can we dismiss them as emotional issues alone? The issues of national security, the issues of a strong, muscular government, the issues of cultural identity, the Ram Mandir, of terrorism. We are coming to you from Bengaluru at a time when 2 arrests have been made of the main accused in the Rameshwaram blast case. This also comes in the backdrop of Bengaluru South MP D.K. Suresh earlier having said that if we do not get our dues, we might just ask for a different country. All of this has been put in the political ether, but will these emotional issues eventually decide the elections, or the bread and butter issues that affect your daily life? Joining us on this edition of the National Debate, I have with me a panel from this lovely city of Bengaluru. Surbhi Hodigere, spokesperson of the BJP. Prashanti GS, spokesperson of the JDS. Now they are next to each other because they have joined hands in Karnataka as well. Arun BS, senior journalist, joins us. We have with us Tanveer Ahmed, leader of the Congress, MC Abbas, political analyst, and Brijesh Kalappa, advocate. I'm going to give a minute's time to each of the speakers to make their opening comments. Surbhi Hodigere, the issue of terrorism, cultural identity, national security, does it matter in these elections? Why?
Padmaja, you started off by saying that in India, in the last overs, we tend to think emotionally and we tend to vote emotionally. As somebody who has a great amount of pride in the democratic processes that happen in India, let's be proud of the fact that we are both thinking with our head and with our heart. And I think that's an incredibly beautiful aspect of our democracy in itself. Yes, emotional issues do get center stage. What are the emotional issues that are becoming center stage in this election? These are issues that are about cultural renaissance. These are issues that are about aspirational India. These are issues that are about where is the place in the world for the country. These are, yes, emotional issues, but let our emotions guide our actions, and those actions are driven by a lot of strategic thinking and so on and so forth. Why is it that the Prime Minister wins on the battle of the electoral field? Is because he is able to merge the one thing that speaks to the people of India unlike any other. He is able to merge heart and head.
But don't you bring in the heart when you don't want to address the issues of the stomach? The tap water is not going to come to my house based on emotions. I'm not going to have good roads or colleges based on emotions.
101%. Maslow's hierarchy is very true. Economy has to be, the economic benefit has to be the foundation of it, which is why the Prime Minister has thought about Ujjwala Yojana, 10 crore beneficiaries. The Prime Minister has thought about Swanidhi Yojana, 60% of whom belong to marginalized SC and ST communities. The Prime Minister has thought about Awas Yojana, which is about giving a home. Look at this heat. This is unlike for any situation in Bengaluru. After a 73-year-old man, after having cremated his mother, goes back to work that same day to launch Suryodaya Yojana to harness solar energy. We are batting on 360-degree front. We are looking at every single thing. This does not diminish the fact that in Bharat, we are working both from the perspective of we need to be on our feet economically, but at the same time, we will hold our head up high and walk in the world.
Final question before I open this up. Why is it that you say we are doing a 360-degree election, but in the last few days, it always comes down to those 10 degrees of who's eating fish, who's eating chicken, we built the Ram Mandir. It's always those 10 last degrees which matter in the last 10 days. Why?
I don't know where this is. I don't know where this is coming from.
No, so where Tejasvi Yadav, he put out a video of him eating fish, right?
Has the Prime Minister commented?
He did actually.
Has the Prime Minister commented?
He said that these people can eat whatever they want, but they put out these videos only in order to sort of provoke people of a certain community.
And that is entirely wrong, is it not? What boils down to a person's, what people are judging when they go into an election is how a voter is treated and how a voter is not. This divisive, you spoke about DK Suresh from Bengaluru rural. Let me tell you with utmost confidence that my God, what a fight we're putting up in Bengaluru rural and what we will win.
Okay,
I'll tell you why, right? This very issue that you can say that Bharat mein hum todengi. Rahul Gandhi walks around and says jodo, 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 but we will go everywhere and do todo.
Okay.
These are emotional issues as well as issues that touch the very heart of who you are. Congress's divisiveness from the time of independence till now on basis of religion, caste, gender, all of this is very visible and that comes through in the last 10 days.
Okay, we will get the Congress to address this. Arun BS, is the issue of Rameshwaram blast coming as it does now? It was obviously very terrifying for people, 10 people injured. It was picked up politically. Do you think it's going to have a bearing, the blast, and national security and cultural identity as a whole?
Padmaja, national security is a very important issue, no doubt about it. But then the issue may not, have much impact in Karnataka because the state government has taken up the issue in a big way and arrests have been made. At the same time, the NIA also has come into the picture and they are also investigating. So since arrests have been made, I think to that extent the issue will not be, I won't say it dies down, but it won't gain that much of prominence in the election as an election issue.
What about the issue of DK Suresh?
DK Suresh, well, BJP has been raising this issue, and rightly so. I'm not saying that it is the statement that he made. He should not have made that because nobody wants the country to be divided on any of the lines, whether it's regional basis or any other issue. So, but then the BJP might be raising this issue in different cities of Karnataka. But at the same time, the Congress also is giving, good replies, good responses by raising the issue of devolution, the issue of, drought relief from the center. So there are many issues like this, especially concerning the center's allocation of funds to states in India after the BJP came to power. So these are some of the issues I think which will.
So you're saying the Congress is studiedly keeping it away from emotional aspects and saying, let's talk about how much money is coming into our coffers.
Absolutely. In Karnataka, the trend is a bit different. Congress may not set agenda outside Karnataka, but it is the Congress which sets the agenda here, and the BJP is reacting.
But why couldn't they set the agenda in 2019 then? Why did they have only one seat?
Well, Congress at that time was sort of maybe disjointed. The alliance with the JDS didn't help a bit. But the BJP was at its best, in 2014 and 2019. So they romped home. But the situation looks to be a bit different now.
Okay.
And Congress is setting the agenda.
Okay, so let's start with the national picture, Tanveer Ahmed. When you have a terror attack accused being arrested, naturally, the public reacts in a very visceral fashion. This combined with the Ram Mandir, with the issue of a lack of a strong leadership face in the Congress, is this a setback?
See, firstly, you need to really understand Karnataka and South India. You need to really understand the protector, promoters and propagators of Hindu religion was always been South India. If you see Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, all the acharyas come from South India. Karnataka, especially South India, has given the philosophy of Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishta, Advaita. When it comes to religion, South India was never rhetoric. South India was practical, even Islam, practical, pragmatic and progressive. Every time BJP comes and they get into the whirlpool and they try to spew the same venom, what they do at North India, which never works here in Karnataka. Why? Karnataka and especially South India.
I'm sorry, are you trying to suggest that people in North India are communal because they listen to communal rhetoric?
See, you need to really understand two aspects. Why South and North? If you see the amount of contribution South does towards nation building, economically, socially, politically.
Doesn't?
Not as much as South does. That's the true fact. But however, we are not the one we need to really understand why is this north, which is really going in rhetorics and not progressive. What is happening in UP, Uttar Pradesh, after Yogi Adityanath has come into picture? Yes, they are taking action against criminals, but certain criminals. Criminals also have really got religious tags. Have they progressed in terms of creating jobs? In terms of creating jobs? No, I'll come to the example part. Creating jobs? No. Have they really taken care of youth aspiration? No. Have they solved agrarian crisis? No. Infant mortality? No. When all these aspects, ease of business? No. When all these aspects which are absolutely governing day-to-day life, and when you have not resolved it, the only thing which you really go back to is your own rhetorics. Ram was, is, and will be the primary factor of my astha, but not of political astha. When you say that हम उनको लाएंगे जो राम को, अरे आप कौन हो भाई राम को ले आने वाले? राम अनंत काल से थे, अनंत काल तक रहेंगे. आप एक तुच्छ इंसान हो, अभी आए हो, आप चले जाओगे. You are nobody to bring Ram. Ram is Aradhya Daiva of all the Indians who believe in this country.
Okay, but what about terror accused being arrested? That surely is not in the realm of rhetoric, right?
Terror accused being arrested is part and parcel of every single Indian. No person who's born in this country would like to support or stand behind terrorism. Tell me, who bought Pota? Who bought Tada? Which political party bought all this? The strict anti-terror laws. I think it is Congress.
Okay. So in anti-terror image, Congress cannot be faulted. The religious rhetoric certainly does not work in Karnataka. Where do you stand on this?
Pankaja, what I would see here is, it's been like Mangalore blast also happened. So what action did they take? They ridiculed even Pulwama attack. Congress ridiculed that. So they are not serious about our people. They are not, they are not providing any kind of security to our citizens. This is what we've been seeing from Congress point of view. Always, if it is, that Mangalore blast, what I would like to say is, the BJP, they try to allege, saying that it was BJP who's done it. But when it is now, the NIA started investigating, and what I see here is these people have changed their Aadhaar card into Hindu names. So the Muslims who are being changed as a Hindu names, what is it saying? So, Hindu, if it is a Hindu, so the Congress would have said, it is a BJP. It's BJP who's done it. And because it is the Muslim's name, the National Investigation Agency has done, and the investigation is still underway. So we are yet to know and yet to be
Prashanti
proven.
GS, may I? I was actually speaking to somebody in the afternoon, and the fact that you mentioned about how they were, Muslims who changed their names to Hindus. Somebody in the afternoon remarked to me that the JDS, whose name stands for secular, suddenly is speaking this language when you have allied.
We are still secular. We are with the BJP and JDS alliance is amalgamate, and we will definitely go with it. And we will never be. We are not merged with them. Okay. We are still secular.
Okay, you want to quickly do a counter before I bring in MC Abbas?
Padmaja, I think in 2024 we've gone beyond this Eurocentric understanding of secularism. Let's decolonize ourselves. Secularism as it is practiced in India has never been what the definition of secularism so far is. Merging dharma and our day-to-day practices has been the law of this land. So let us not go by these semantics of, this party has secular or doesn't.
But the point I was trying to make is to use a terror blast for politics and then to talk about a community, is that not cynical?
Terror blast, 26/11, saying that the RSS orchestrated it, that was politicized. Having an issue with somebody because they are going after terrorists is a politicization of it. There is no politicization here. This is a reality check for all of us. And I want to counter the Congress spokesperson here, Congress member here. When he speaks about Ram Ka Asta, where was this Ram Ka Asta when you were filing an affidavit against Ram Setu? Where was the Ram Ka Asta when you declined? There were only two parties, Padmaja, that refused straight point blank, saying that we will not go for the Ram Mandir. Communist Party and Congress Party, your associates. you know, which
Absolute
category
lie.
you belong to.
Absolute lie.
May I-
Absolute lie.
See,
Absolute
what my
lie.
lines, sir?
Actually,
Refute it.
what exactly are you trying to
And
say?
this South
What exactly
India
are you trying to
versus
say? You
North
build Ram
India.
Mandir? Who are you to build Ram Mandir?
We are
Who
no-
are you to build Ram
No, they're
Mandir?
saying you
Are
did
you
not-
that big enough to build Ram
You
Mandir?
did not accept the invite.
I mean, this is absolutely coming here when you
Whether
are
the
politically
invite
hollow.
came from
When you are a
BJP,
politically hollow, you
if
don't
the
really
invite came
understand.
from BJP,
When
you
you
would
really
have an
don't
argument.
understand the
Who
nuances of
did the
politics,
invite
you
come
really
from?
resort to rhetoric.
The invite
This
came from
rhetoric
the
is not
Ram
going to-
Mandir Pran Pratishthan Trust. It did not come from the BJP. If you had said no to the BJP, that's one thing. Why did you say no
Is
to the Ram
Narendra
Mandir
Modi
Trust?
a Mahant?
Absolutely.
Is Narendra Modi a Mahant to
He
stand
is-
here, there and do
he
Pran Pratishtha?
is- that is
Don't
the
we have
decision of the
rituals?
trust. No, hang
Don't
on.
we have
You know-
rituals?
you know what's
I think
funny
the
here?
limited point being made over here is about what message you wanted to send out by boycotting, which was an apolitical event. But I want to ask you,
Unfortunately, it was not boycotting. Unfortunately, it was not attending a program which was BJP centric. It was not attending a program which one
If
person
you had
wanted
been
to
there,
really.
it would have been
Listen,
Congress also.
1 second. Who were there? Who did you invite?
Vikramaditya Singh of your party went. He's a party MLA, he's a minister
Good,
in Himachal. He went.
good. He really believed it. He went, and
So how is it BJP
after the so-called program which was done, everybody went there to seek the blessing of Lord Shri Ram. And Lord Shri Ram,
Has
उन
the
लोगों,
Congress leadership gone there?
it is going. Every day
Where?
they are going. Every day
gone?
they are going.
Who
You
has
don't
gone?
need to really publicize
No,
on
but
a
who
national
has gone?
platform. On a national platform to
Ranveer
say
Ahmed, nobody has gone.
so many from South India has gone.
Which
So
of the
many
Congress
South India.
leadership has gone?
See, you don't need leadership to go. People who have Asta have gone. People
But
who
we
are having
talking
Asta,
about
Ram is
political
there at their house.
Sure. Okay. I think you've made the point over there. Brijesh Kalappa, are people talking about this as a political issue? Ram Mandir, let's talk about that. Is it today a potent political issue?
Not in Karnataka. Certainly not in Karnataka. One, even the terrorism issue which you were speaking about. One, as far as the government is concerned, Karnataka government has handed it over to the NIA. If there were any delay, if they were trying to hide, the real suspects, I think that would have been an issue. But the Karnataka government has very promptly handed it over to the NIA, and that's run by the BJP.
Yeah, but
So
the
there's-
charge then is that why are these blasts happening? Similar blasts say will not happen in an Uttar Pradesh. They go to town saying earlier, before 2017, there used to be terror attacks, there used to be riots. It hasn't happened in the last 9 years. The point being made is, why is it happening in Karnataka at all? Why is it happening in West Bengal at all?
That's a very nuanced argument which I don't think will appeal to the people. But as far as the fact that, these blasts have been happening for many years, so that is not going to be something which the people of Karnataka are going to be swayed by. And, another thing I'd like to tell you is that as far as Karnataka is concerned, the BJP is still to get its act together. And I'm speaking as an independent observer that when election clouds were gathering, then the numbers for the Congress were 2 to 3. And today the numbers are increasing as far as analysts are speaking about. So I think it's essentially the
Why?
Congress.
What are the factors?
Factors are one, the BJP has completely lost the plot. It has not been able to kind of manage its flock together. And I think as far as, dealing with certain leaders, dealing with certain issues, I think those things have gone haywire. Then the bigger issue
Like
is,
what?
I think,
Tell us the camps. Who is fighting with who? What are these issues which are creating trouble in the
one
BJP?
issue which stands out is what is happening in Shimoga. And Shimoga is where the originators, the people who really kind of took the BJP forward are today at loggerheads, which is Ishwarappa and Yediyurappa. And Yediyurappa's son is contesting from Shimoga, and Ishwarappa is contesting against him. So that kind of sends a huge signal, one. Two, again in Hubli Dharwad, which is again the fulcrum of where the BJP comes from. There, Dingaleshwara Swami, his candidature is causing a huge kind of impact against the BJP in the north of Karnataka. So Shimoga is in the south of Karnataka, and that's in the north of Karnataka. Mr. Yatnad speaking against, and the same thing is not happening on the Congress front. Congress front, although there may be differences, it appears united, and so far as So I think
the difference is that the BJP is openly divided, the Congress is secretly divided, but you are worse off.
I mean, I don't know how to react and respond to something. If you truly look at Karnataka politics today, the schism that exists between the deputy chief minister and this chief minister has percolated to the level of the Congress workers. The first thing that somebody gets asked when they enter the Congress, whose camp does he belong to? The Congress chief minister and the deputy chief minister have been undermining and contradicting themselves on air in public when it came to Rameshwaram blast, in fact, when it came to so many other issues. You speak about the differences within the BJP. Let me tell you, as somebody who has seen this party work up close, we have gone above and beyond. Mr. Yediyurappa ji went and spoke to certain leaders. B.Y. Vijendra went and spoke to certain leaders. What happened in Kolar? Was that not a public spat? Muniyappa? Was that Mr. Muniyappa had a big public spat in Kolar? The Congress could not decide on a candidate in Kolar. Is this not a public spat? In Bagalkote, one family member gets the ticket, a family member from another minister's house decides that this is not true at all. This critical view of the BJP, in all the three examples that Mr. Kalappa gave, Shimoga pains my heart. Truly, Ishwarappa sir was somebody who built the party. There is still hope, there is still ways that we can mend it and fix it. Other than that, Hubli Dharwad, no impact.
When Yatnal said
Sir,
Yediyurappa has siphoned off 4,000 crores, when Yatnal said that Yediyurappa is the most corrupt man, when Yatnal says that Yediyurappa has made a lot of money when during COVID, do you want to really agree to it or you want to refute to it? Do you want to believe what Yatnal said?
In Karnataka probably has to answer to all of these, not the people who are making accusations in the wind. Let me tell you a little bit about Bengaluru rural.
Yatnal is making.
I should get him a chance.
I'm just saying one statement. I find it perpetually amusing that the Congress party, whose India alliance has the highest attrition rate in any organization in the world, constantly looks at the BJP and pokes holes and says you have problems.
Okay, now, Padmaja, a couple of points. Firstly, Karnataka Rajage Swagata Suswagata Namaskara. We are right in front of the beautiful Vidhan Sauda. It's beautifully said. Government's work is God's work, and I believe in that. But as I believe in that, let me call out the hypocrisy of the BJP spokesperson. Respected ma'am, you speak of Congress divisions. Wasn't there a fight between Pratap Simha? Pratap Simha gave his gift. Allow me to complete. I've come now into the debate. No, this is not fair. Allow me to complete, please.
Where is Pratap Anna now?
Allow me to, ma'am. 20 minutes you have spoken. This is not Namo TV. This is Times Now. Give us mere mortals to speak, please. The hypocrisy of the BJP starts and ends with their own party and their spokesperson. Where Ishwarappa has said there is Parivarvad in BJP. He has said that Yediyurappa is the Gandhi family. So आप करें तो प्यार, हम करें तो वार, ये कैसा अत्याचार मोहतरमा? Not just that. I'll tell you, Padmaja ji, the youth of this country, we want better hospitals, better roads, better education. We want those 2 crore jobs with Modi ji promised. अभी 10 year का हिसाब लगा ले तो 20 crore job नहीं आए. There are no, where are the ITs, IMs? Can you please list, ma'am? Bamai, Basuraj Bamai was the chief minister. Mr. Yediyurappa was the chief minister in the last 5 years. 2 chief ministers of BJP. No ITs, no IMs. Tell me about the new hospitals. Nothing. No jobs. Poverty is hit the line. Nothing. Enough of this Hindu-Muslim. JDS person said about terror accused, ma'am. A terrorist, only religion is terror.
No,
it's not Muslim,
no,
it's not Hindu.
So
Muslim changing into a Hindu? Wait, allow me to finish.
I have to make a 30-second interjection in this. 30-second interjection.
Please do understand.
Hindu becoming Muslim, it's terrorist, that's it.
No,
Just a second. Madam, just a second.
It doesn't matter.
Right. So
Being a Muslim or a Hindu, it does not matter.
Hold
A
on a
terrorist
second,
is a
ma'am. I have
terrorist.
to point
Let
out
him
very
change his
clearly.
religion. Let him change his language.
So
So do not color.
otherwise they would have
Do
had a
not
blame
color,
game.
please.
Okay,
Congress
say
would have
Remember,
done
it is
a blame
JD
game.
secular, Janata
Congress
Dal
would have done a
secular,
blame
and
game
not BJP.
if it was Hindu.
Are you a BJP now?
No,
Have
no,
you
no.
joined the BJP?
Of course we
Yeah.
have. Amalgamation.
Janata
Okay,
Dal
just a
secular,
second.
not BJP.
You know, Syed Ahmed Abbas, I want to just gently point out, you've made a few cogent points, but when you said that a terror accused is just a terror accused should not be judged by his identity, I want to remind
no, I
you that
did not
one of
say
the
that. I did not say
witnesses
that.
who was picked up
No, I
for
did not say
questioning
that,
by the
Padmaja.
NIA,
The Home Minister.
because he happened to be from the BJP, everyone wrote,
I said-
BJP
I'll tell
guy
you.
is terror accused, he is
I'll
linked
tell
to
you.
terror. Suddenly his identity is what matters.
I absolutely did not say terror accused. I said the religion of a terrorist is terrorism. He changes his
Yeah,
name or
the
not.
Home Minister,
Let
Mr.
him be of any
Parmeshwar,
religion, of any
the
other
Home
caste.
Minister,
A
Mr.
terrorist is
Parmeshwar,
terrorist. Okay,
always
when the Bengaluru
come
blast
saying
case happened,
support
Bamai's
of the
rule.
Padmaja.
Basuraj Bamai was the chief minister when
Sir,
Bengaluru blast case
sir,
happened.
I would like
so you
to
want to
see,
blame it on the Congress?
I will not talk.
What hypocrisy is this,
I'm not
man?
talking about the
Matters
BJP.
of
What I'm
terrorism,
talking here
let us be
is the
sacrosanct
Home
in
Minister,
one
Mr.
voice.
Parmeshwar,
BJP,
always
Congress, one
comes
voice.
in support of the
That's it.
perpetrators.
Let us
Fight
speak.
Please
against
do understand
terrorism.
this.
That's it.
Has
Okay, ma'am,
taken
you'll get your
any kind
time.
of action?
Now speak, yeah.
Madam, the Home Minister, Mr. Parmeshwar, always has come in support of the perpetrators, okay? And there is no action being taken. Always he said, okay, let's see what is happening. After that, what has happened to the investigation? You think the NIA has to come all the way from there and do the investigation?
Ma'am,
Why the
ma'am, just
Karnataka
know
does
about
not have
this
any kind of influence in
I
this?
don't think you
What
really
is our-
understand. I don't
One at
think,
a
ma'am.
time. One at a
What
time.
is our Karnataka police doing?
No, you
Why
don't
are they not
understand. I
asking
don't
them
think
to
you
take
understand
action
how
and
NIA works.
immediately
Do you
take
understand how
NIA
NIA
is
works?
heckling.
Ma'am,
The
do you
national
understand? No,
should
what?
be paid.
You can't really,
Why are
you
you
can't
not
really say
allowing
that.
them to take
Right in front of Vidhan Sabha,
action?
she doesn't even know
Why
how
all
NIA
this
don't
works.
think she needs
all
to be
this while, what
patronized.
has happened? What action have you taken? This has been very serious.
Okay, I will
And
answer you.
terrorism, after Congress coming, there's a lot of terrorist attack happening.
Where,
And you,
where?
yes,
Where?
ma'am,
Where?
in this Vidhan Sabha itself, what action you have taken when the person has
Now allow me
called
to answer you.
Pakistan Zindabad?
Allow me
What
to
action
answer
you
you.
take? You
He's
said
arrested.
there was
Allow
no
me
one
to
Arrested.
who
answer.
said that.
Mr. Arun, when we are talking about the divisions between various parties, right now, who has their nose ahead? Yes, there is a power tussle, everyone acknowledges, between the chief minister and the deputy chief minister. In the BJP, there are camps that everyone acknowledges. But who has been able to resolve these differences better?
Well, it's obviously the Congress party. I'll tell you, what happened a few weeks back when Congress was, in the process of selecting candidates. Congress was not getting candidates for selections. In about 10 seats, it wanted the ministers to be the candidates, but the ministers were not willing, and then they had to, depend on the kith and kin of these ministers. So that was one. And the second issue was in constituencies like Kolar, Congress was facing problems. So then finally it was resolved. So this was on the Congress side. Couple of issues, and they resolved quite soon. But what was happening in the BJP? So about a month before the selection process started, there were factional fights in nearly every second constituency. You name the constituency, and the party had problem. First, the candidates were selected, and immediately the differences exploded. Differences exploded in many of the constituencies. To name a few, as Brijesh said, the first was Shimoga, where a senior leader like Ishwarappa joined hands, joined issue against the BJP. Then there were issues in Raichur, where party saw the party office being vandalized by two factions. And then in Koppal, there were problems. In Bidar, in Gulbarga. So the official candidate was opposed by the party cadres belonging to another group. Likewise, recently in Dharwad, where Lingay Swamiji has opposed, and he himself has become an independent candidate in Dharwad, opposing Union Minister
Prashanti Joshi.
So these differences are there, and there are many.
But
other,
has the BJP managed to resolve those differences, or
in
they are
many
going
of
to affect it electorally?
In some of the constituencies, they have resolved. In the sense, Yadurappa himself went to these cities and pacified the warring factions. We have to see whether the peace has reigned only at the top, or has it percolated down to the party workers. And at the same time, in many other constituencies, problems have been there. Only yesterday in Davangere, there the meeting saw two factions fighting in front of the candidate as well as former Minister Renukacharya. So in other cities also there are some problems.
And ultimately, when the voters see this Surbi Hodigere, do you not think that they will begin wondering, do I want this kind of instability?
I'm very happy that Arun sir started with obviously the Congress, because in some ways that gives it away. In a political party like mine, in the Bharatiya Janata Party, you have somebody who is denied or not given the ticket, go out in public and say that I will ensure that this person who's gotten the ticket will come with a thumping victory. Pratap Simha, very personal, young leader from Karnataka. Same with Nalin Kumar Katil, ex-president. Both of them have been very, very on the ground campaigning. This is what the people of Karnataka will see. People of Karnataka will also see that the Bharatiya Janata Party's problem is the problem of plenty, whereas the Congress Party's problem is a problem of scarcity. Ask the ministers to come and join, can't get them, get their sons, daughters, aunts, uncles, in-laws, everybody to contest. I'm not done and I will not be interrupted. I'm also very happy that somebody spoke about how young people in Karnataka and looking for jobs, etc. Sir, MC Abbas sir, you and I think we should walk away from that young tag a little bit. The true young people, the ones who are beating Prime Minister Modi for gaming, the content creators who are getting recognized, they are firmly with the Prime Minister. Gen Z understands that the original influencer is the Prime Minister and he has the wipe. You spoke about terror attack, Rameshwaram blast case. First and foremost, I want to reiterate that the Rameshwaram blast case was not just any other terror incident. It was an attempt to hit at the heart of Bengaluru. A dosa dashini in Bengaluru is somebody's, a Bengaluru Nivasi's favorite place to be in the morning. It was an attack on brand Bengaluru that DK Shivkumar is apparently building, the Deputy Chief Minister. When something like this happens, it was in terms of the NIA, you had a patronizing argument here about what the NIA does or not. The BJP was very clear from the very beginning that it has to be handed over to the NIA immediately. And who brought the NIA here to Bengaluru?
Sure.
Ma'am, when the NIA office was being set up over here, do you know how much the Congress mocked the BJP?
Let me just tell something
do you know
about
how
the
much the
functioning of the
Congress
NIA.
mocked? And saying,
Are you talking about that immature
Okay, so we are going
statement
over a lot of topics.
Are you talking
I
about
want
that
to stick to
immature
the topic.
statement of
I want to
Tejasvi
stick
Surya?
to the topic.
Are you talking about that immature
infighting? Just a
statement of
second. I
Tejasvi
want to
Surya?
stop.
No.
I want to stick to the topic of infighting for just a second. You said we have a problem of plenty, but that's not the only problem. There is also a problem of anti-incumbency. You had to change a sitting minister and MP and move her from Udupi to North Bengaluru, which is considered a safer seat. There were protests against other members of parliament. There were members of parliament who were denied a ticket, like Nalin Katil, because there was anti-incumbency against them. So you also had those problems. Doesn't that make your campaign shaky?
Absolutely not. On the other hand, it strengthens our voice because our karyakartas who felt that something was not right or here and there were heard. This is a party where, yes, we have a problem of plenty, we have a lot of aspiration, lot of ambition, but at the same time, when the word is out that this is the person who's going to be elected in order to strengthen the Prime Minister up there, the party falls in line.
Okay, now Padmaja, plenty
And
is
I
not...
also want to-
No,
No,
allow
but
me
let
to
him
finish.
respond.
Allow
Let
me
him
to finish.
respond.
I did not interrupt
But
you.
infighting we will
Plenty,
address
yeah.
next, yes.
Plenty is not quality. All right? Plenty is not quality. It's very interesting how the BJP spokesperson speaks of Congress members giving ticket to their sons and daughters. Whose son is Vijayendra, the BJP chief of Karnataka? Whose son? Whose son is Raghavendra? Who is Yaduvir, son of Maharaja? So aap kare to pyar,
I
hum
think
kare
you
to
should
yaar
put the
atyachar.
Maharaja in
No,
there.
why not? I will bring. Why this is a Raja state? I will bring the Maharaja or Maharani. Second question, Padmaja.
Realizing
The
you
BJP
didn't
is
sell
one at a time,
no. Allow
please.
me to wait, please. The fact of the matter is, Padmaja, we need to understand that Karnataka has given a slap on the mandate of BJP. Why? Because Karnataka does not believe in Hindu-Muslim politics. You made this a communal laboratory. Hijab, halal, ye, wo, Hindu-Muslim. No. 136 seats to the Congress party to development. Now look at the schemes of the Congress party. Gruha Lakshmi, Gruha Jyoti, free bus rides to women, Yuva Nidhi. Congress has been working on all fronts. And ma'am of the JDS, let me tell you, NIA has all the autonomy and power
One at a
to
time.
take up a
Okay,
case.
we will
Allow
not
me
go
to
back to
finish.
NIA for
Yes.
just a second. Brijesh Kalappa.
I'd just like to make 2 points. One in regard to the family argument. In fact, I've been opposed to members of a family getting tickets in some way. That was one of the reasons I left the Congress party. But today, if the BJP says the same thing, one, of course, is Mr. Vijayendra's relationship to Mr. Yediyurappa, and the other is Raghavendra's relationship to Mr. Yediyurappa, and half a dozen other MPs who are relatives of one person or the other. But also association with JDS, which is predominantly known to be belonging to a family. So I think as far as this dynastic politics issue, that is, everybody's in the same boat. So that's not going to strike much of a chord with the voters. And I think one way or another, either party, one of the opponents has completely liquidated and made the issue completely useless by
And
bringing their
perhaps
own
across the country also, people largely see through this argument. But I have a different question to you. There is somebody who told me earlier that if there is the single biggest problem for the Congress in Karnataka, it is that neither leader would want the tally to cross in the Congress beyond 10. Why? Because they would want the assembly victory to be far more superior to the Lok Sabha victory. Is that true?
No, it doesn't seem like. I don't know what the story would have been a month or so earlier, but it doesn't seem like, because like I told you,
if the Congress was to just hypothetically say get 20 seats, whose victory would it be? Would it be Siddaramaia's victory? Would it be DK Shivkumar's victory?
No, actually, Padmaja, frankly speaking, and there were fissures between Siddaramaiya and DK Shivkumar in the very beginning. But off late, because I have honestly not met Mr. Siddaramaiya ever since I left the party. That's nearly 2 years ago. And Mr. DK Shivkumar, I only happened to run into him incidentally. But from what I hear, I'm told that nobody is actually speaking of their differences now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm told so.
Is that true? Let's quickly get a reality check. Is it true? Is all is well?
See, internally there might be differences between them. But then
in ticket distribution, there were no differences on
ticket
who should be the
distribution,
candidate.
I don't think there were differences. But it is true that Congress faced paucity of candidates in selection.
No, but is there infighting between the two top leaders in Karnataka or not?
No, see, outside you won't see that there are differences. Neither of them gives statement against the other, nor their followers. So to that extent, they have maintained that that unity, and that was the reason why Congress did so well in the assembly elections, and that might percolate down now to the
But
Lok
soon
Sabha
after the
elections.
assembly elections, DK Shivkumar was saying openly that I deserve to be chief minister if I am
That
winning
was
the
after
election.
the elections, not
But-
before the elections.
But public memory is not that short. People will remember what happened
No,
after
but
the
then
assembly.
amicably they resolved their
Where
differences
DK
after that.
Shivkumar camp people every fortnight, I think, say in 6 months DK Shivkumar will be chief minister. In 12 months DK Shivkumar will be chief
Well,
minister.
the statements may be there, but it has not turned into an ugly war. So to that extent, they're fine.
Okay.
Hasn't turned into an ugly war yet, but the chief minister is going to his own constituency, Varuna, and saying that you have to make me win with at least 60,000 votes, otherwise I will not be chief minister. Make sure you strengthen my chief ministerial chair. There is also a very interesting thing happening in Karnataka politics, where in some ways DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah are going, or rather Siddaramaiah is going after DK Shivkumar's community, the Vokoliga community, in order to, I don't know what, alienate people from the Congress so that DK Shivkumar is not strengthened. The issue of the caste census. This is a big one. A caste census has happened in Karnataka way back, yet to be released, because DK Shivkumar has come on record and said that he does not want the caste census to come out. So these things have been out in the open as well. And I think, the people of Karnataka will be playing a very close eye to what happens after the Lok Sabha election. Somebody said that, they'll go far up to 10. I don't understand where that momentum could possibly come from. Especially because the Congress party should have noticed that the BJP's campaign in the last 2 weeks, led by the Prime Minister, is a power-packed campaign. So don't underestimate those last 2 weeks.
पहले मैं जिद्दी थी, अब आप अड़ जाते हो। पहले मैं नहीं समझती थी, अब आप वक्त लगाते हो। नजरें चाहे हों दो, है सपना एक ही हमारा।
सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा। अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा।
They said I asked too many questions. I said that's how discoveries are made. I'm an innovator at UPES University. I am tomorrow.
हमारी पीढ़ी को तो वोट के बदले में धोखे ही मिले थे।
और हमारी पीढ़ी को बस गरीबी हटाओ के नारे। पानी ढोती थी, इज्जत दाव पर लगाकर अंधेरे में शौच को जाती थी, धुएं में आंखें जलाती थी।
और फिर हमें मिले मोदी जी कामदार।
हमारा दर्द महसूस किया है मोदी जी ने,
तभी तो झट से भेज दिए बिजली, पानी, गैस, शौचालय। अब घर में बीमारियां कम हो गई है ना अम्मा?
हाँ,
दवा का खर्चा घटा है और ढेर सारा समय बचा है।
हमारे जैसे करोड़ों निकले हैं गरीबी से बाहर।
पर मम्मी भाभी, मोदी जी कहते हैं कि ये तो बस ट्रेलर है, आगे पूरे भारत से गरीबी हटाने की गारंटी है मोदी जी की।
और मोदी को जिताना हमारी गारंटी है।
कमल का बटन दबाएं, भाजपा को जिताएं।
ताव में चलेंगे अपने ताव में, चिलचिलाती धूप हो जितनी हम तो रहेंगे छाव में। भारी भरकम जो भी हो ना आए किसी दबाव में, सड़कें चाहे जितना काटे पड़े न छाले पाँव में। चलेंगे अपने ताव में, अपने ताव में।
बड़ा दोस्त हो राहों में तो चलो अपने ताव में।
Helios, air of innovation.
नया TVS Jupiter 125 SXE with Smart Connect. फिर से
आप प्लीज।
तो नया TVS मैसेज फ्रॉम स्वीटी डार्लिंग, इसमें है SMS अलर्ट्स और इसमें ये कौन है?
मेरा फोन कनेक्टेड है सर, मेरी वाइफ है सर।
सीधा घर। 10 right in 500 meters. मेरा प्रणाम भाभी जी को। इसमें है SMS अलर्ट, कॉल अलर्ट, स्कोर अपडेट्स, वेदर अपडेट्स और वॉइस असिस्टेंट नेविगेशन। TVS Jupiter, ज्यादा का फायदा।
Let me ask you this, Prashanti GS, because, I think the status of the JDS right now is that you're getting it from both sides. Earlier you used to get it from the BJP, now you're getting it from the Congress. What do you stand to gain from this alliance?
See, first of all, nation comes first for JDS. That's why this, kind of...
Before 2024, nation didn't come?
No, we did. See, we wanted to have our independent, JDS having all 135.
But you were with the Congress, the same people you are calling anti-national now. You literally were with them in alliance.
No. Which, Congress?
Yes.
No, Congress, we were there. But what happened with Congress? In 2019, Kumaraswamy did tell Times Now. I remember this very well. He said, "I'm not happy with working with Congress because they are tied up his hands. He's unable to do any kind of decisions just because of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar."
Okay,
DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, at that point of time, they play hands in gloves. They are always with together and trying to, mimic Kumaraswamy, whatever decision he takes. And unfortunately, he was unable to take most of the decisions which he really wanted to take. And that is when he told Times Now 2011, I remember this. Sorry, 2019, 2020, I remember he told this before leaving, and they did not allow him. They backstabbed Kumaraswamy. All these people who had put, who are wearing their, beautiful sandals near his house, today they are going on the, they are able to, go to Vidhan Saudha. It's all because of Kumaraswamy and their family. But they have forgotten everything and trying to criticize each and every moment. Whenever the time permits, whenever they get a chance, even, they don't see they are wiser than him, or, they have stooped into that level.
But very respectfully, don't you think you will be seen as rank opportunists?
No,
the fact that when you were with the Congress, the top rung leadership of your party lost in the Lok Sabha
When
elections.
it comes to nation, we would definitely give it for a nation. For us, security of a nation is more important.
But wasn't it important in 2019?
No, that time it was for the assembly election we had a hands drawn.
Okay, now Padmaja.
But after that, we learnt a lesson from Congress, because Congress is a hypocrite. Congress has always played hypocrisy, not just with us, even with BJP.
Long story short, if you look at, BJP has no sitting chief minister in the south of India. It is Dakshin Bharat Mukt BJP. They have no majority whatsoever.
Excuse me. I would like to come. I would like to point out one here. I would like to point out one.
I did not, ma'am. Please. Kerala, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. No, they do not have a majority. They do not have sitting chief minister. The Bharatiya Janata Party needs to know that today 25 of the opposition leaders are in their party. Today the Bhajpa has become a washing machine. Bhajpa. दूध सी सफेदी भाजपा ने लाई भ्रष्ट नेता भी धुल धुल जाई. Where is Ajit Pawar Chakki piecing and piecing?
What's your point?
Are Praful Patel, they are basically what they are doing is they are taking all these corrupt netas, come welcome, come to BJP. Nirmala Sitharaman ji bhi कहती है.
What's the point about JDS here?
No,
Yes.
BJP. The point is about BJP. The simple point is they are using CBI, ED, IT.
Okay.
IT is used to lock the accounts of Congress party.
But what does that do with JDS?
Enforcement.
We're talking about JDS
BJP.
failures
I'm
in
talking
this
about
election.
BJP, Padmaja.
Okay.
They are using enforcement directorate to trap all the opposition leaders.
Okay, we
Today
wanted to
people
talk
are
about the
lost
JDS.
faith in
What
them.
happened during emergency?
Ma'am,
What did Indira
are
Gandhi
you
do
BJP?
during emergency?
Oh,
No, I
for
would like to
BJP,
ask
ma'am.
this.
Okay, one
What
at a
happened
time.
during
One at a
emergency?
time. We are
When
meandering.
1,500
I want to come back to
MPs
JDS.
left.
Do you
Please do talk about it.
Just a second, ma'am. Do you think that the JDS-BJP tie-up is significantly going to impact the Vocaliga votes that came to the Congress so far?
See, firstly, you need to really understand. I was in the executive committee of JDS. The Karyakarta of JDS is very secular. The Karyakarta of JDS is thinking. And I would like to say always
Excuse me, I would appreciate if you could take back your words.
Ma'am, 1 second.
No, we are not. Is that so? Then I have several points to talk about your Congress.
Okay, ma'am.
Several
I will give you time, but let him finish.
1 second. Devegowda ji was, is and always will be my most favorite leader. I have always followed his secular credentials.
Then why
his
did you leave,
socialist
sir?
credentials. Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am. JDS had some really nice, sensible thing to really speak about it. But now, let us really speak about the Vakaliga thing which you are speaking about.
Why did you leave? I think they have a valid point. If it was so great, so secular, why did you leave?
See, you need to really understand that when certain things don't really work, it's better to part ways rather than sitting out there and to feud some animosity. My respect will never die. My respect will always be intact. But now speaking about the Vakaliga vote belt which you were speaking about, tell me which is the Vakaliga community are going to look at the leader. Devegowda ji was. Now today you can really understand. DK Shivakumar is emerging.
What do you mean?
Shivakumar is truly emerging as a face of Vakaliga. Devegowda's contribution for the community, for the state, for nation, for Hassan, for Kaveri, for agrarian crisis, for farmers is superior.
And he was.
Absolutely, undoubtedly. See, you know something?
He was the leader of the Vocaligas, not anymore.
Leadership always
He was.
changes the baton.
No, he was.
Leadership
No, but
always
he's
changes
not,
the
he's
baton.
here. He's very much
Leadership
active.
always changes the baton.
No.
Leadership
No, that
changes
is a
the
mind
baton.
game played by your
Mr.
Siddaramaiah
Atal
and
Bihari
DK
Vajpayee
Shivakumar.
was the leader.
They orchestrated
Was the
Bihari
leader.
Vajpayee of the
Narendra
JDS.
Modi
Please
is.
understand.
But will he continue? I don't think Narendra Modi deserves to really continue.
But H.D. Devegowda is still among us, unlike Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
With respect, I'm saying Devegowda's philosophy, policy was absolutely,
still
it was very
continue
nation.
to
They need
do
to
the
really
same.
look forward
We
for
still
future.
continue to do the
They
same.
look forward.
And we have
I
the
think,
same
I think
ideology.
DK Shivakumar really fits the bill now.
Our ideology hasn't changed, sir.
Padmaja, see, insofar as the
Karo.
JDS and the BJP combine is concerned, we have also seen that there was a combine of the JDS with the Congress party last time. So if one were to look at the arithmetic of the Congress party with the JDS, they should have won 27 seats. But how many did they win? They won 1. Therefore, every alliance has to mix like water and milk or milk and milk. It can't be like mixing water with oil. And unfortunately, for some reason, right, the alliance has not got off on a good start, right? 1. 2 is...
How? Why do you say that? Why is it not on a good start?
Because Mr. Kumaraswamy wanted 6 seats. They were reduced to, I think, 3, right? And so this thing has been going on. 1. And two, that if there are certain statements which Mr. Kumaraswamy has made, which are directly against the BJP. Mr. Devegowda stand, and he's not very active. Of course, he's old. And like I agree with Tanveer Ahmed, he's somebody who's beyond all this. He's really phenomenal.
All right, let's get Mr. Arun in also, and then you can respond, ma'am, as a final word. Yes.
Padmaja, the fact is, now there is an alliance between BJP and Janata Dal, as much as it was there between the Janata Dal and Congress earlier, which saw no success. Whereas now, the two parties, will they, harvest the success? It's difficult to say in different constituencies. Number one, Janata Dal is fighting in 3 constituencies, where in one constituency there is huge problem. The BJP leader, who is the General Secretary of the state BJP, he is totally against the candidate there.
That issue has been resolved.
And he's not conversing there. And he because of that, he was made in charge of another constituency. So that is going on there. And in Mandya there is today we are seeing DK Shivakumar versus Kumaraswamy fight for the Vakaliga as a catchment area. So that fight ends up where we need to see.
Okay.
And one more interesting constituency is Bengaluru rural, where Dr. Manjunath is facing DK Shivakumar's brother. There again, the Vakaliga factor will come into play because these constituencies have a huge number of Vakaliga candidates. But we should also see last year's assembly elections in the Vakaliga belt, the JDS didn't do well, and there was expected to do well, but they didn't do well, and so was the BJP. And it was this area that Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, traveled a lot in the last 7 days of his campaigning.
Okay. All right. You want to respond to that, ma'am?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to say the Congress secular rhetoric is nothing but the hypocrisy.
Ma'am, topic.
So,
about JDS.
And now, we JDS, we really want the development. We mean secular. And we have people and we have always
Talk about how your last performance does not inspire any confidence of changing anything in the Lok Sabha election.
No, the experience
either with BJP or with Congress.
No, when we were with Congress, our Karyakartas were not happy with each other. I see that, we have got information that the Karyakartas were not getting along with them, but with the BJP it did not happen. And we are all together, and we are together, we're working together, because I go to most of the events and we are all with each other. And we have
last
no
30
issues,
seconds, I'm completely
and
out of
we
time.
have no
Last 30
issues,
seconds.
and we are going to win this time 28-28 because they have come from 400 to 40. Now they will go to 0, and we will definitely
see about
win this
that.
time.
Final 30 seconds.
I just want to say that the Congress keeps throwing stones at it when they're sitting in a glass house. Your own Indie Alliance has been breaking up everywhere across the country. Like I said, the highest attrition rate is in the Congress party. And you tell me that there are issues within my party. We have very good mechanisms. I will not tolerate if the person there tries to interrupt. I will not tolerate.
Did I interrupt? Stop
I will not tolerate. I preempt it.
Finish your point, yes.
The fact of the matter is that when the Congress party and the JDS had gotten together, first and foremost, both the JDS as well as the BJP are inherently anti-Congress parties. They were born as an anti-Congress entity. Second, the reason the Congress can't have an alliance, whether it's with the JDS or the TMC or any other party, is because they have a big brother attitude. Arey, we are the grand old party. Why should I listen to a regional ally? I'm sorry, ma'am. That is not how the Bharatiya Janata Party responds or reacts. We have had a Samanvay Sabhe. We have had Kumaraswamy and Amit Shah ji, both of them together. There have been joint shawls. Please tell me which Congress worker has ever done that.
Okay, if this is going to translate on good fortune at the box office, or rather at the EVM, we are going to wait and watch. But interesting times, because Bengaluru in particular and Karnataka in general, the contest is far from over. The fact that you have got a different party in government at the state level, and you've got MPs in a majority of a completely different party in the Lok Sabha, will make this one election worth watching out for. For joining us, thanks very much, all gentlemen, Sudhi Hodigiri and Prashanti GS on the National Debate.